All right, we're here getting some final things in order. Almost there, almost there. Hope everyone had a great weekend. And all right, welcome. Good morning to everyone. It's Saturday morning. We're here at the On Point Podcast. I'm your host. Let me get this one design here out of your way there. I'm your host, Dr. Joe Blake, and we're here to provide you with some great information about financial literacy and gaining more economic insight into your world ahead. Just want to remind everyone that in May, we have coming up what's called Mastermind May. Give you a picture of that real quick as well. All right, this is Mastermind May. Is finding your call for finding your economic call. We're gonna have some guest speakers there. We're gonna have some great information, play some games, all about getting more understanding about financial literacy. And we're gonna have it at the Goodyear Rec Center here in Goodyear, Arizona, on May 17th. More details to come, and I'll provide those in our chat and also on our Facebook page, on my website as well. You can actually go to the website right now and register for the Mastermind May. There's a fee for that. It's $99 because I'm going to provide some information and speakers that's going to be very enlightening and help you gain more insight into what's happening. Because, man, there's a lot of things that happen in the economy today, and we want to make sure that everyone kind of get their feel for it. Now, with that, I'm going to bring my co-host, my co-host, my namesake, my son, Joe Blake III here. He's going to help us as we embark on this training on turning economic trials into triumphs. Joseph.
Hey, hello, everyone.
How you doing there, son?
I'm doing excellent. Feeling blessed.
Okay, good deal. All right, so we're going to start. Take my hat. This is my fire hat. Like I mentioned before, I was a firefighter for 13 years. I still think about firefighting, man. It was such a blast. I got gray hair. Don't like that part. It's part of it though. Here we're gonna get the presentation and get going here, son. All right, boom. All right, so we're talking about turning economic trials into triumphs, and this is part two to our presentation. So we talked about different areas in the trials and triumphs, but we're going to continue here. We're going to talk about case studies of success. So we looked at resilience through innovation, how partners with companies, conscious consumers, all those play a part in this triangle of resilience through innovation. And right now we have a lot of, there's a lot of things that's happening in the economy and our political environment that's causing a lot of turmoil. But these changes, when you look at those challenges are really opportunities for us to reach out and take advantage of what shows up for us. Have you ever thought about going into business to further your life's purpose? Now's a good time to go into business, because right now it's jobs are at a premium. Sometimes the people they're not there. But this case study from this article helps out a little bit. We'll talk about our article shortly. Some of the policy recommendations for economic recovery. So we're going to go through a shift. We're going to go through some things with the economy, but target financial support. So you got to have a tailored financial assistance program that addresses your needs. When I say assistance program, you have a network of folks that are around you that you can call on, get some financial advice, places where you can go and maybe hear more things about stability and recovery phases of economics, because we haven't hit the full fire yet in the economy, but we know it's coming. Things that still out there. Green initiative is still good. I still have solar panels in my car. Solar panels in my house. I still drive electric cars, and those green initiatives are still there, and that's still things that are out there. Workforce skills. Now, how do you? It talks about strengthening workforce skills. What do you think about that, Joseph?
It's important to always try to educate yourself and try to make yourself more marketable, and you can do that by getting a formal education, whether it's through college or self-study. Right. The more knowledge that you have, the more skill sets that you have, the more marketable you are, and those are my thoughts on that.
And it makes you better, right? You can go the formal way, like you and I went through college and get it that way, and at the same time, you still can do your own personal research. Now, how important is doing your own research, do you think, to your personal endeavors?
Doing your own research, being a self-study, it can be incredible. You never know what opportunities might open. You God gives you gifts, and sometimes those gifts don't necessarily have to come through a school or some type of training. Sometimes you just might have a knack or interest in a certain field, and you can take off in that if you just do your due diligence, study, and learn through other means.
Yeah, that's it. Just because having a degree doesn't make you successful, but you with a degree can provide you success, because having that discipline to go and study and read and find more information, it's just tremendous. All right, so next is an article that we read, and I'll share where we got it from towards the end. But it's from a school in Germany. I like to go out there and grab things from the world, because because sometimes you just stay in your own bubble. You don't get the influence, impact from others from around the world. So in this article, they were looking at adversity and performance, and how adversity influence or doesn't influence someone's performance. So the framework was psychological influences and how it adapted to the performance and managing an environment. And based on the article, it shows that in today's world, a lot of adversity is affecting the performance in companies and individuals, because there's so much stuff out there. So much things out there. What are your thoughts on that, son?
Yeah, so some people excel when it comes to adversity. For some people, it makes them not perform as well. So, I mean, having resilience, being able to acknowledge shifts in the environment makes a difference. And so, I mean, it's important that we got studies like this, kind of let you know, give you a look at, how to respond to different changes.
Yeah. So talking about conservation of resources. So those conservation of resources help you become better at what you do. So it looked at found that the study found a high level of adversity, how it decreases a leader's ability to adapt to performers. So there's a lot of adversity that's out there now. There's a lot of adversity and a lot of challenges out there. And so conditions like work conditions, the economy conditions, people are getting letting go for their jobs, and that means their employment situation is not stable, and then can't make the payments on the home and things of that nature. So if the employment situation is gone, that's a factor that's trying to really challenges folks. So when there's a high magnitude of that, and it directly affects the leader, and if that leader doesn't have the ability to adapt to stress or a crisis or solve problems, and when you have those challenges, that's where it starts to affect someone's performance, not just the individual, but also on a company wide. A company may be facing some challenges right now. What do you think about that, son?
I mean, that's very true. I mean, you just so many things are happening in the world, on a global level, on a local level. It's important to try to be observant and being aware of what's going around you, so you can position yourself to hopefully benefit from it, or if you need to scale back in a certain area, scale back. But you won't know unless you make yourself aware and put yourself in a position to know what's going on around you.
Yeah, I call it, you got to be able to pivot.
Yeah.
You got to be able to pivot. I was thinking this earlier today because I was doing a lot of, I do a lot of reading.
Mhm.
But the car industry, because of what's happening there, the car industry is going to be facing a little stiff challenge now because of cost of price, and even the building material, cost of price of building materials is about to go up. So it's going to cause it's causing a shift. And people that work in the car industry, people that work in the building industry, is really put a hold on things. So the people that work in that industry got a hold on it. So I mean, they still got bills of those people right there. And then there was some folks that handle the people that work in different industries like that, and the suppliers and everything. So that's a lot of stress build up on that leader or that individual. And if that stress is there and they aren't able to really adapt or shift as it comes along, that's you get caught in the
crosshairs.
Yeah, you're caught in the crosshairs because that's happening. So this just kind of summarizes, kind of give you a little like a drink. Adversity impact on leadership performance. So to define the terms of clarity, high adversity and task adaptation. So you got high adversity and then you still got tasks to do. Know that it's there, and you have to use common sense, really, a lot of common sense to get past it. Or money has stopped flowing here, or it's going to cost a little bit more to do things over this side. Maybe you need to shift and pivot your business to another direction or another supply avenue. A lot of the things that we've read so far talks about the psychological capital, and see, it's one thing about the money aspect of things, but someone's mindset and thought set of what's going on around them, and sometimes if they have control or not control, it influences the bottom line. And so when you're aware of your environment, when you're aware of your situation, when I say aware, you're not, in the dumps, oh my God, woe is me. No, you're aware of what's going on. You can increase your ability to adapt. You can adjust it. Like,
I'm going to say this: the more you're aware, the better you can prepare.
There you go. The more you're aware, the better you prepare. Because if you're not aware, man, you get drugged in the dirt, right?
Yeah.
So, leadership performance and in different adversity scenarios are are different. And it's for me, it's a good thing I was in the hood because I've been without before, I've been with before, and I know how to go from without to with and still be good in between. Doesn't matter. I'm still good. All right. Next, transferring trials into triumphs. So how you transfer those trials into triumphs? Resilience. We talked about that. Have how to overcome challenges, how to adapt and innovate. You got to be able to create something out of, pull a rabbit out of a hat. how do you create, and then have a supportive network? So, what do you think of some innovations a business owner may could look into?
They can always just build it on like being awareness and you understanding what's going on in the world. Even through adversities, sometimes there's opportunities there. So you got to be able to recognize the opportunities, and then how can you make a difference? How can you make something better? And for me, I think that's my idea of innovating. It's just you recognize where maybe there was an attempt in the past, it failed. You might do a little check to see why didn't they succeed in this area, and what can you do to make the process more efficient? And I think that's my idea of innovation.
Okay, now so you've kind of experienced that recently. You're working with attempting to get a purchase of property, and you had to find the information out. You did some your own personal research on there. And what can you share some of the things you found out after you read about the economy in a certain area?
Right. Well, hitting on that, I began this journey, this real estate investment journey. I own a couple single family residences and some Airbnbs, some what I call corporate rentals. And I've been successful in that area, and I've been looking into expanding my business. And the area that I was looking to expand in was multifamily. So I'm looking to get into like apartment buildings. So I was looking at a property in my local market. I stay in Warner Robins, Georgia, and the property was obviously in some type of distress. So I came up with a creative offer to the seller. Unfortunately, they weren't open to it. So being resilient, I kept my options open, and then I went from a property locally here in Warner Robins to one in Atlanta. The one in Atlanta was in severe distress, and I came up with another creative offer. Unfortunately, that offer didn't meet the seller's requirements. So, at this point, I could have got discouraged, gave up, but they threw me a curveball. They showed me a property in Miami, and that property is it's under construction, but they want to build a boutique hotel, and so I'm not sure how aware our audience is, but Miami is going through some turmoil at the moment. So I've done some deeper research, figure out what's going on in this economy, what's going on in Miami. How can I create an offer where the seller can walk away from an investment that for whatever reason is not working out for them, and then what can I bring to the table where I can make it successful. So my ability to analyze deals and bring resources to it, and how to streamline that process is kind of my asset and my knowledge and expertise in what I do there. So hopefully things work out. I'm looking to be a successful venture.
Yeah, we'll keep it posted. But the point being is that you keep doing it, and that's how you adapt. This didn't work, you adapt over here, and then eventually that thing, what you're supposed to have, God will bring it to bear. That the thing you need, because you have the supportive network too. Because you got professionals that you work with. You got a professional real estate team. You got this old guy over here named Dr. Dad.
Right.
You can and just rely on a resource to help give you knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So for you that are out there, you're in your financial situation as well. Reach out. You can always go to my website. You just scroll at the bottom there, send me a message. We can sit down and chat about your situation and how we can assist you. Not necessarily in real estate, more so along the personal lines of getting your finances in order and straight. So the next thing I wanted to share here is lessons from economic resilience, the adaptability to drive success, community relationships, and that continuous learning that must be there as well. So we talked about being adapted, ensure survival and growth in a fluctuating market. Because right now the market is doing some ups and downs, So how do you survive in that? Resilience, staying true to your goals, your purpose, your dreams. No matter what the market is doing, you steadily on point. Community collaboration. That's when you have others around you that you utilize their resources, their knowledge and wisdom to assist you in doing what you've been called to do and get your things in order. Continuous learning. We mentioned that as well. That learning could be your own. You can go to university to get that learning. You can be part of a business networking community to get that learning, and then you can do it on your own. And when you do it on your own, you have the time. You can you have the thoughts. There's a lot of things that are out there. AI helps us define some information that we need, or at least give us a direction we need to go in, so we can get what we need financially. Am I right, son? AI helps.
You're correct.
Yeah,
most definitely. I look at AI as a tool to get you there, a vehicle to get you in the direction you want to go. A lot of times we have ideas of what we think might work and what might not work, and it gives you additional context to look at things.
Yeah, because once you see it from a different direction and it gives you that different look, it's like, you know what, that's right. Let me go down this road right here. It's an assistance. AI assists you. It's not a replacement, but it assists you in accomplishing your goals. That's what it does. All right, roadmap to future triumphs. Again, have that structure of framework developed. Economic challenges. Make sure they're effectively and sustainable in what you're doing. Continuous evaluation. Continually look at what you're doing, evaluate it. What are one of the things that what do you kind of use to evaluate your progress or your success?
Well, my progress, I look at maybe some past achievements, what I've done, what value I've been able to bring to a certain, and to be more specific, to a certain like deal or transaction, and then how can I be more efficient in acquiring more deals? So like, what went well, what didn't go well, and what can I do differently? How can I say this? How can I say that? And I kind of rehearse a lot of things in my mind a lot. So it's a continuous process, and it's just continuous learning process. You got to learn how the process works. You might have a certain way of doing business. Other people have a different way of doing business, and you just got to learn how to communicate that in a respectful manner. And then hope some cases you'll be able to meet halfway and make something happen.
Right. Yeah. So that's the thing. The continuous learning part is, you got to keep growing. If you're not green and growing, you're right and rotten. Because you got to be green and growing. But always got ideas, thoughts, going for it, and no matter what age. No matter what age, success comes. Was that Kentucky Fried Chicken guy? He was 66 when he started Kentucky Fried.
Right.
Ray Kroc was over 50 when he embarked on McDonald's. So it doesn't matter what age you are. It's your determination in your heart which direction you want to go in. So you can get to that roadmap to finance triumph is there. One of my mentors told me before. He said, Joe, success doesn't go to the smartest, most good looking, or the physical person. He said success goes to the person that stays on the road the longest. Don't give up. Basically, don't give up. All right. So much appreciation to everyone that listened here. I'm going to, Joe, son, I'm going to put you on the background. Thank you for being here again. And
no problem. My pleasure.
Hang tight. I'm going to make some more additional things here. One moment here. Okay. All right, so we're done with what we have to share for today. What I do have is a reminder of the Mastermind May. Also, on your screen there, you see the Sapphire edition of Building Financial Legacy. There's 3 books that God has given me. One was Financial Literacy, which literacy is gaining access to economic information and making use of those concepts. Legacy lasts for a generation. So literacy lasts for a lifetime, legacy lasts for generation. And the 3rd book, when that comes, that's going to have that trilogy there for building financial wealth and return for your whole family. And the 2nd book, there's the last item I talk about is the Wheel of Wealth. We may discuss that on a future class, with the Wheel of Wealth, what that means when you create for your family and create it for others. So once you learn it, what you learn here, you take what we share with you, share it with others, and that's how things become actionable, because you take what you learn from here and share with other folks. So QR code to download the book, purchase it. Up the left-hand corner, there's another QR code here. That one up there, you can download the companion app that goes along with the book and get more resources and information there as well. Just want to also remind you to please like and subscribe to the channel. Like and subscribe. Let us know you gain some information, good things that help you out in your own personal finance, and at the same time helps us grow our community. Woo! All right, so I'm quite sure we gave you some information that maybe was a refresher for some, new information for others, but enough where you can take it and say, okay, I can look at this way I'm looking at making things work for me, turning my economic situation into a triumph. Because you try, and when you the next time you try, boom, I call it hitting the mother load, but it works out for you. So with that, I want to again appreciate you being here, and always remember to stay tuned, stay informed, and stay on point. Your host, Dr. Joe Blake. See you next week.